If you haven't already stepped into your soft life era, let's make 2025 the year that you do. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 ideas for how I am going to be living a soft life in 2025. So hopefully you'll get some inspiration from this video. So if you don't already know, a soft life is all about slowing down, making life as easy and as comfortable for yourself as possible, and getting as much enjoyment and pleasure out of life as you can. So back in 2017 and 2018, I was working full time as a doctor. I was pushing myself to my limits in every area of my life. And I was tired, but not just like tired, like sleepy tired, like physically exhausted. I was running on 4 or 5 hours sleep every night. I was constantly shifting between day shifts, night shifts, and trying to be productive every hour of my waking day. I never gave myself much time to rest. I felt guilty if I relaxed. I felt like I needed to be productive all the time. And that got me to a place where I reached physical and mental and emotional exhaustion. And I was just totally burnt out. And since then, and since I've recovered from that experience, I have tried to cultivate a life where things just feel easier. I don't want to go back to that place. I don't want to live this life where I'm busy all the time, productive all the time, hustling. And so when I heard about the soft life idea, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I've been trying to do all of this time. So let's get into my 10 ideas for how you can bring soft life into 2025 for yourself and make life easy as possible. So the first thing I've got on my list is to remove as many energy drainers as possible from your life. You've probably heard me talking about that before. If you've watched any of my videos, I've got a video up here, which is all about that. And it gives you loads of ideas of how to reduce stress in your life. This is about noticing how you feel when you're around certain people or in certain environments or doing certain things. There are going to be things that naturally drain your energy and don't make you feel good. So for me, that's things like physical clutter. So being in a space where there's just loads of stuff around. I have tried my best to keep my home clutter-free and organized. It's not perfect, and I've got a lot of work to do on that still. I'll be making videos about that in 2025, but that's something I'm working on. Maybe that's something you've noticed as well, that when your house is a mess, it makes you feel stressed. So focus on how you can organize things and make life feel as easy as possible for yourself at home. Another example is energy draining people. If you notice yourself being around certain people and feeling afterwards like you need to recover from it, perhaps they're people that gossip a lot or like to complain a lot about things, or generally they're just not your kind of people. Notice that and try to limit your time with those kinds of people in your life. I personally have a no drama policy. If somebody in my life is causing me drama, I set seriously firm boundaries around those people and I try to limit my exposure to them. Entering your soft life era is all about protecting your peace. You only have a certain amount of energy and time and attention, and we want to be giving it to things that light us up. So that brings me on to my second point, which is spending more time around people who light you up and doing things that light you up. So things that give you energy. Have you ever noticed when you spend time with certain people, you feel lifted? There are certain people in the world that just feel like they top up your batteries. So notice how that feels and try to spend more time with those people. For me, that is my family, that's my husband, that's my best friends. So in 2025, I'm trying to spend as much time with these people as possible, organizing weekends with them, holidays, and being really present with them when I'm actually there. Number 3 is getting organized with food. So I know that when I eat mainly whole, unprocessed foods, I feel really good. Plenty of fruits and vegetables and lean protein, lots of fiber in my diet. And the way that I do this best is when I meal prep. So in 2025, I am building the habit of meal prepping every Sunday or every other Sunday. If I can get really organized and try and do 2 weeks worth of meal prep in advance and put some of it in the freezer, amazing. I don't want to be looking in the fridge on a random Tuesday evening when I've had a long day of work and having to think about what to eat, because that inevitably leads me to reach for convenience foods or not bother to prep that really nice, healthy, nutritious meal. I want to be able to look in my fridge and be like, this is exactly what I'm eating tonight. I've already prepared it for myself in advance. I've just made life easier for me. When I do stuff like this, I like to think of it as past me doing a little favor, making a little gift for future me. And I'm always so glad that I have. And just to be totally clear about this, we're not aiming for perfection here. We're not aiming to do this religiously all the time. This is just about having the intention to make your own life easier. Number 4 is continuing a theme that I've been trying to do for the last couple of years, making my home my sanctuary. Really noticing my own energy in my home. I'm a real homebody. I love to be at home. I love hosting. I love relaxing at home on my own. I love hanging out at home with my husband and my dog. There is nothing that makes me happier than spending time at home. I really do enjoy it. And having been a doctor working in the emergency department with the bright lights and the noise and the people, when I get home, I want to feel calm and relaxed. So I've made it a priority to fill my home with beautiful things that make me happy. So that means adding flowers to my home, candles, beautiful lamplight, making my home smell fresh, and trying to keep it as clutter-free and clean as possible. Number 5 is limiting short form content. I noticed in 2024 that I was consuming more short form content. It's really addictive, Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. It's so easy to pick up our phone when we've got a spare 5 minutes, a spare 10 minutes, and just get sucked into scrolling short form content. And I notice on the days where I do that a lot more, my energy feels drained and I don't feel good about myself. So I'm making a conscious effort this year to consume less short form content. When I get that urge to sit and scroll, I'm trying to replace that habit with either reading a book or consuming longer form content like YouTube videos, because I genuinely feel better when I've watched something longer rather than constantly switching my attention as I'm scrolling. I watched a talk by TJ Power, who wrote the book The Dose Effect, on one of Ali Abdaal's trainings. And it had such an impact on me where he talked about how short form content is so dopaminergic, and that can really affect your concentration, your attention, your motivation, and your mood. So I'm really trying to make an effort to consume less short form content, and I'm already noticing the difference. Number 6, reading more novels. So I'm a big reader. Anyone who's watched my channel, I talk about books a lot. And I love reading. I love learning. And one of the things that I am trying to do in 2025 is to read more novels as well as self-development books. In the last few years, I've really got into lots of self-development books, reading about psychology and mindset and all of these wonderful things. And that's fantastic and definitely a hobby that I want to keep up. But because I make a lot of content about that stuff and I'm doing burnout coaching for healthcare professionals, it can feel a bit like work sometimes. And I want to have a clear delineation between work and relaxing. So I've decided that in the evenings, that is my off time. I'm not reading any self-development books. Instead, I'll read nice novels or biographies, or even just a cooking or gardening book. Number 7 is about being intentionally present. Where I talked about noticing the things that light you up and give you energy and the people that light you up and give you energy. I really want to continue the habit of being intentionally present and mindful while I'm spending time with those people or doing those activities. So I write in a joy journal, which is something that I encourage all of my coaching clients to do. And it's something that you can do as well. Little tip from me, where you just write down one moment from your day, every day, that brought you joy. So it could be watching a beautiful sunset, or it could be the fact that somebody held a door open for you, or that somebody said something that made you laugh. I've noticed through looking back over my joy journals that a lot of the things that bring me joy are people I spend time with, especially my dog, Tilly. I love hanging out with her so much. And I realized that a lot of the time when I'm with her, I kind of take it for granted that she's there. She's always by my side. And, even when I take her out on a walk, I love spending time in nature and being outside with her. But a lot of the time I'm listening to a podcast or I'm thinking about other things and I'm not intentionally present with her. So I've tried to make a habit of giving her a few minutes every single day, which is just me and her, where I'm petting her, giving her some attention and some love, and really being mindful and present with her for just that few minutes. I saw something on TikTok the other day that I just thought was really beautiful. It was something along the lines of, imagine being 90 and looking back at your life now the moments that you're living right now, you would describe them as the golden years, the time of your life. And how sad is it that a lot of us are living that life distracted, completely sucked into spending time on our phones, scrolling or replying to emails, replying to WhatsApps, our minds elsewhere. I want to know when I look back on my life that I've really been in the moment. So this year, I'm really making an effort to be intentionally present. Number 8, giving myself creative time every week that has nothing to do with work. I mentioned in a few videos recently about how I've been trying to add more creativity into my life. I'm naturally a very creative person. In fact, I think all of us are. And I have been making the effort over the past year or so to be more creative, to make more, to just play and enjoy that process. So for me, that looks like getting creative with painting, knitting, gardening, been experimenting with growing my own fruits and vegetables, which I'm loving. Not very good at it, but I'm really enjoying it. I noticed that after my stepdad passed away in 2023, I lost a bit of my creative spark. So over the last year or so, I've been really enjoying refinding it. Number 9, taking good care of my appearance for me. I love the feeling of looking polished, of looking well groomed, of taking the time to put a nice outfit together, of applying a bit of makeup, of doing my hair. It makes me feel amazing. And I feel like I can show up in the world more confidently when I've put a bit of time and effort into my appearance. And like I said, this is for me, about how I feel about myself. So 2024 for me was all about finding the right skincare for me. I've spent years looking for good skincare and trying lots of different things, applying lots of expensive products to my face. And at the end of 2023, start of 2024, I started using medical grade skincare, and it has transformed my skin and made me feel so good about myself. It has genuinely been life-changing. I'll leave the links down below for what I've been using. It's absolutely amazing. And there's also a discount code if you want to check that out. And this year, I am focusing on my hair. So as you've probably seen, if you've watched my older YouTube videos, I used to dye my hair very blonde, and I really enjoyed being blonde, and it's a lot of maintenance. And really leaning into my soft life era, I want to put less work into looking after my hair. I just want it to be easy. So I'm going a bit more brunette, going back to my natural color and just having the ends a bit more blonde. Been experimenting with some different hair care products, and I've started oiling my hair and doing this really nice routine on a Sunday that makes me feel like I'm really taking good care of my hair and my scalp. So I will report back about how that's working out. And the number 10 thing that I'm doing to lean into my soft life era in 2025 is refusing to leave things for best. Refusing to leave things for best for some unspecified time in the future. I used to be one of those people who would buy something and then think that the wrapping was so cute and so perfect. I wouldn't want to get it out of its packaging. I'd want to leave it in there so it felt like new and felt like best for a really long time. Let me tell you, that is a waste. The other day, I went back through some of my boxes of things, and I filmed this camera lens that I bought for this camera that I'm filming on right now. I looked at this camera lens and I was like, I actually don't remember buying this. And it was all in its brand new packaging. It was absolutely pristine and perfect. And it must have been that I'd bought this thing and thought, I will save this for the right time, whatever the right time is. And it meant that this beautiful lens, really good quality, sat in a box, not used for the last 3 years. Now, not to get morbid, but none of us has any idea about what's going to happen to us, how long our lives will be, how healthy we will be. We just don't know. So wear your nicest perfume, even on days when you're at home. Treat yourself to using the fancy glassware and your beautiful scented candles. Do not just leave them sat on a shelf looking pretty. Use your most beautiful things. You're telling yourself the message, I deserve a good life, when you do this. And this just builds your confidence. And I personally have found that as I do these kinds of things, as I treat myself to lovely experiences and to making my life feel like my own, I find that more opportunities find me. I feel more confident. I feel happier. And I am truly, truly, truly leaning into this in 2025. So there you have it. Those are the things that I am doing in 2025 to live an even more soft life. and I hope that you'll be joining me for it. I have a couple of other videos about living a soft life, so if you haven't watched those already, I'll put them in the description box for you. And if you're somebody who wants to have more guilt-free relaxation time, you want life to feel easy, and perhaps you want to stop constantly overthinking about work and feeling anxious about work, if that's you, I have a free masterclass that you're going to really enjoy, which is called Switch Off. And I'm going to link that down in the description box for you so you can sign up to that and get instant access to it. It's totally free. So I hope you enjoy that, and let me know in the comments if you do. So I would love to hear from you. What would you add to this list? What are you doing in 2025 to live your best soft life? Start the conversation down in the comments below, and I'm already looking forward to reading what you have to say. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and I'll leave you with this video, which is all about 30 things you can do to improve your life. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.